broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey. Don't be fooled by the hey.
I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. Hello, AfterBuzzers. What is this? ABTV Potomac?
Yeah.
Hashtag welcome family. I am your host, Shar Jossell of Shar Says So, or just at Shar Says So, and my lovely co-host.
Hello, lovers. You are joined with Miss Pink English.
Yes, and this is Season 1, Episode 1 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Mind your manners.
Mind your manners. Did you learn any manners this episode? Or
I did.
Did you?
What
did you learn?
I learned the biggest thing that I took away from this episode is that when I'm at a Huger function, do not sit at the head of the table.
Well, I mean, that's pretty obvious.
I know.
Right.
But specifically a Huger function.
A Huger function.
So
I learned that there's a Black Bill Gates out there. I didn't know.
We'll get to that.
Yes.
So for starters, before we round out the cast, I have to ask you 2 questions. The first of which being, who is your favorite based on this first episode, and who is your least favorite?
If I had to pick a favorite, I would pick Jossell.
Okay.
Because she comes off as real to me. I don't think she has this whole snooty patootie Potomac attitude that they keep trying to push us to believe. My least favorite would have to be the older woman. What's her name?
Karen Huger.
Karen. Yes. Karen would have to be my least favorite. And Katie.
Okay.
Them two both equally are my least favorite.
Now see, for me, I'm on the fence about Karen. I actually like Karen. She's funny to me. She is funny to me, but Katie is by far my least favorite. I love Jossell. I had to look up her zodiac sign. I forgot what it was. But if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I was live tweeting this last night. Yeah. As a matter of fact, can we get the live chat up so we can see what everyone's saying? So anyway, we opened the show with Pastor Jamal Bryant's ex-wife, who we were just talking about, Giselle Bryant.
Right.
And there's 3 kids. They have 3 kids. Jamal has 5. But between them two, they have 3 kids. And I did not know that they had a set of twins. Yeah, and it opens up with them in the kitchen.
Right. And the girl's cooking.
Being dysfunctional and rowdy and having fun.
Right. What I had a problem with each scene, so I won't have to keep saying this about everyone, like how they gave us the background of these women and the show and all this stuff. We're thinking like, these women are they're living in castles. These are the pictures that we're seeing before we get a chance to see. We get in these women's house and we get a chance to see their kitchens. They are very outdated and their decor is absolutely horrendous.
I think the 2 best houses that I can remember from last night were Robin's and I loved Robin's house. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
The decor was horrible.
No, I liked it.
That 2001 decor, striped turquoise, and
that wasn't Robin.
Yeah, that was Robin's house.
Before we really, really delve in, let's just rattle off the cast. So we have Giselle Bryant, Katie Rost, Sharice Jackson Jordan, Karen Huger, and Robin Dixon, and we have yet to meet Ashley Darby. She's the young chick that's natural. Everybody's light-skinned, by the way, that I've noticed.
And only 2 of them are married.
Real? I didn't even notice that. I wasn't even paying attention to that.
So they're doing housewives that aren't married.
Well, that's I mean,
it's the pattern it's going
the way
in.
of the lay of the land now, the format.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we open up in that scene, and then we get introduced to, I believe it was Robin. We learned in Robin's intro, she didn't say it, but they showed a picture of her undergrad. She is a member of Delta Sigma Theta, Sorority Incorporated. And
is that what, are you a part of that? Or are you an AKA?
No, I'm actually not Greek.
Okay.
But my mother is a Delta.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something that I noticed. You know? And Giselle mentioned that her and Robin are often asked if they're sisters because they're both very fair-skinned black women,
and they do
with
look
green
alike.
eyes. They do favor each other. But you know what? Is it just me, or does Robin kind of look like Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives a little bit? But she has the voice of Layla Ali. And this is not a read, but this is just things that I've noticed. It's not a read at all because I actually really like her.
Yeah, she didn't come off as Jennifer Williams from Basketball.
She looked like a light, like they favorite, like they don't look alike. But
they favor each other.
You know what, English, before we proceed, people are already asking.
Where is Jesse?
Jesse is out. He was here earlier, but he is under the weather, okay? Jesse is not here, and Courtney had prior obligations. So tonight you're getting English and me, and you're going to love it.
Yes, you are. Because it's the real deal, baby.
So yeah, we had to get that out the way. Feel better, Jesse. Mm-hmm. And so then we go to Karen Huger. I saw someone mention earlier in this little live chat that they thought Karen was Tina Knowles at first, and you will not do my auntie like that, okay? Tina's a very sweet woman. But what did you think? Now, I know that you said you didn't like Karen. I'm on the fence with her. What do you think of Karen's marriage to the Black Bill Gates and like their interaction? Do you think it was genuine?
No, I was just about to say it seemed completely fake. I mean, let's be real now. If you're saying, well, I have to be smart, there's, you know, I can't like even think that there's no other women out there or woman out there that doesn't want my husband, then you need to go and get your own bottle of wine, which it was champagne. Let's clarify that. And why are you like, I don't know, it just seems so contrived and so...
I don't think it's genuine.
No, it seemed fake.
It's a girl who got a ticket out of the farm and is living the glamorous life. Now,
let's not say a girl, let's say a older woman, because...
She's a mature woman.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying. What I thought was so... you all know that I'm not one for policing people's looks. Mm-hmm. But the first thing I actually noticed about Karen Huger...
Was her boobs?
No, were her bundles. Typically, you don't see women of a particular age rocking 28 inches of weave.
Yeah.
Like, that was a lot of hair in her head. It was very Portia Williams, Atlanta Housewives.
It was complete. And what was very contradictive of it was that 1 minute she's saying, you know, etiquette this and etiquette that, and she's
that was the theme of this episode. She's the etiquette darling.
She's
glamour,
the etiquette
pedigree.
police. And she's saying that she started this whole Potomac situation like 20 years ago. Like, she's the ringleader. You're walking around with 40 inches of weave in your head. You're probably about 60, and your house is outdated. Your furniture is outdated, and you are walking around with your fake boobs out.
But you know what I thought was interesting? She's not the only one that thinks this way. Giselle even said there is Diana Ross and then there's Karen.
Well, because
like, she is the ultimate diva.
She puts herself in that title. That's why. You kind of have to give it to her because she puts herself there.
Okay, well, Katie, my least favorite. How do you all feel about Katie? Let us know in the live chat or let us know in the YouTube comments if you're checking this out afterwards. I didn't like Katie at all, and I didn't like her boyfriend at all. And did she mention who her children were by? Because she has 3 kids from a previous marriage.
Let's really get into this, okay? She had 2 kids, so I guess she had twins. And then she said that when she was 5 months or 4 months pregnant, she left her husband, and a year and a month later to date, she met her boyfriend now. So basically, her boyfriend is the father role of these children day to day. I don't know how much
he seems like an asshole.
Yeah, you don't know what influence their real dad has. But for a woman that comes from this dignitary, and I'm pedigree, and I'm this and I'm that, and my family
ball gown season, darling. It's like prom on steroids.
Yeah, we're all socialites, and it's a full-time job, and all of this stuff, and I'm philanthropist. Excuse me, ma'am.
And I dated Russell Simmons.
How do you have 3 kids all under the same all under the age of 3. What have you been doing?
Her name's Katie Ross.
What kind of philanthropy have you been doing, KT?
Okay, so we've covered like 3 other. Okay, and the final one, Sharice Jackson Jordan. Now, Sharice, I don't know if you all clocked this, but in my opinion, Sharice kind of was reminiscent of Atlanta Housewives season 1 Deshawn Snow.
Yes, she looks just like
That's who she
her.
gave me.
Yes, I kept trying to think.
That's who she gave
another
me.
housewife.
She gave me Deshawn Snow, especially.
And she was one of the basketball wives.
She knows Giselle from back in the day, right?
What is her name? Mika.
Okay, I remember Mika who Tammy popped.
Yes, and she was married to the basketball player. She kind of looks like Mika too.
Now, see, my only issue with Sharice was I felt that her makeup, this is jumping ahead before that damn crab boil, her makeup was so dated.
No, that
she
wig
had
and that.
We're going to get to the hair, but
Come on,
the
wig.
makeup, she had the harsh lip liner with the pigmented glossy lip and silver eyeshadow. That gave me very
2002.
Yes. And then on top of that, for you to have all of this money, and I thought it was very, very telling for her to say, and I don't like calling things that aren't things, but I thought it was very telling for her to say that everyone thinks that she's Section 8, because immediately what my mind jumped to, and I could be reaching, but what my mind jumped to is a colorism issue in the community.
Well, obviously they did say a few times, and they made it well known that there aren't a lot of black people in that community.
And the black people that are there are,
and so they're
speak.
probably judged, obviously, just like we're judged. Even if you live in a black community, you're going to be judged. But the fact that I think she's hiding behind a lot, and so those were little filler lines, because she doesn't want people asking her about her man. Because obviously,
where is he? I'm with Giselle. Where is he?
They've never seen him.
She's never. That's telling too.
That's weird.
But did you all's mind jump to that, or am I reaching? Please let me know, because Sharice, when she mentioned the whole Section 8 thing, my mind immediately thought, maybe is this a colorism issue in the neighborhood? Because it seems like that could be a very, very plausible thing for Potomac.
I'm sure.
So we go, by the way, the restaurant, we'll get to that. So we go to, it's Karen's birthday. Am I jumping ahead? I'm trying to think. You all know I didn't take notes.
Well, we saw Katie with her boyfriend, and he got a haircut.
And he ordered for her. Well, it was something about English.
I like that.
It's something about that I don't like. Even if we discuss me getting the muscles, I guess I'm on the fence about that. It can be romantic if he's like, she's having the muscles and I'll have the steak. Da, 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 da.
Yes,
but
I hated the place they went to. That's those stupid bar stools and him talking
great
about
lighting for selfies.
Him talking about his stupid haircut. Like, well, what did you do today? Well, I got a haircut. Well, what did you do today?
Do you think it was telling for her that she didn't notice? Do you think that was telling? Like, he's like, well, I got a haircut, and she's like, oh, and it's cute.
Well, obviously you can tell why she's with him. She's hung up on I want to, I love the white men. I like the money. She kept making references to that. So I don't believe that their relationship is real.
No.
But I think that she's like all these other housewives. They all get in these fake relationships.
I mean, yes, every once in a while we'll catch a Kenya Walter situation.
Yeah, that's a Kenya Walter situation.
So now it's Karen Hugo, her birthday. I thought that the restaurant that they went to was nice as hell. I loved the gold walls.
It's cute.
With the ox blood
It's
booth.
definitely not a family restaurant.
Every 20 minutes there's burlesque dancers that come out, but they're fully clothed, and they claim that it's a family restaurant. Now, do you think Giselle, our fave, Giselle, was out of line for not getting up? And first of all, it appeared as if Karen was about 40 minutes late, if we're going to be honest.
Well, she said that she was 3 hours late. They kept saying that Karen was 3 hours late. She was like,
I would have left.
Giselle kept saying you were 3 hours late, and Karen was like, no, I was 30 minutes late, and that's par for the course at this point, but you don't know etiquette. But I'm sure, because we've seen in Housewives of Atlanta, which we also cover at 7 p.m. here on AfterBuzz TV. If you guys didn't tune in, make sure you guys go on there. and check it out. We just got done filming it, and it was such a great episode. Just Shar
I spilled the tea, literally.
Right. But we got a chance to see even on Housewives of Atlanta when Kenya and Portia were having their issue, and they were like, "You guys are 3 hours late."
Or when Nene was living in LA and threw that dinner, and the girls thought it was cute to show up, and she was like, "Turn around, I'm so that girl."
Are you?
Oh, yes.
So
you're not about to have me with this smorgasbord laid out for you so we can kick it, and you are hours late. I could see, like I said, I tops 40 minutes, tops with a girl like me. But hours? Oh, no. No,
you don't
ma'am.
believe in that?
No. For what? For what, English?
I think
that is so obnoxious. That's so obnoxious.
I think that there's a better way to handle it. But back to this dinner scene, there was 5 women sitting there. There's no way to have a middle seat. So well,
the middle seat did have the spotlight, but I'm thinking if I were Giselle, it's easy for these 2 girls to get out, but I'm not about to scoot across this entire booth so you can get it. And then what I also didn't like is that how they said, I think it was Sharice in her confessional who said that it was wrong to order prior to the guest, the guest of honor arriving. My thing is, English, in the event that you ever invite me to your birthday shindig and you are late
in April,
I am going to at least have an appetizer. I won't order my meal,
right?
But there'll at least be some tuna tartare or some mozzarella, something to wet my whistle.
Yeah.
I'm not about to sit up there with conversation,
and I'm not going to sit up there
I'll
and
have a drink.
And I'm not going to come there. Obviously, you're going to dinner, so you're hungry. You didn't eat prior. You keep having these drinks. You're going to get real boozy. So I'm not about to sit here and have 4 drinks and wait 3 hours for you without eating, because if you don't have the decency and respect to show up on time, then I'm sorry, I'm going to eat something. I'm not, like you said, I'm not going to order my entree.
I need something to wet my whistle.
But I am going to have an appetizer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's completely appropriate. I'm sorry, Etiquette 101, whoever you think you are. I've taken etiquette classes too, and we never learned that.
3 hours late, you're going to shut your mouth and you're going to sit at the end of that goddamn table. That's what you're going to do.
And be glad that I'm still sitting here.
And be glad that I'm still in attendance.
Right. And who cares if you sit in the middle seat at this point? I don't care if she's had about 94 birthdays already at this point. Who cares about this birthday? Shut up.
So then I think the next scene was with the crab boil, which I thought was interesting because as someone who was literally raised on seafood, my parents, prior to them they were raised near the Gulf, both of them, primarily my father. So as someone who was raised on seafood, I have a friend from DC, and they have the whole crabs. I've never cracked into a whole crab. I've always been a crab leg girl. I've never eaten an entire crab. No.
Oh, and blue.
And he's like, I got to teach you how to. And I said, you're going to have to teach, because I've never been to DC.
And blue crab, oh girl.
I've had soft shell, but you just pop that. I've never had to.
It's so good. It's juicy.
Yeah, I heard.
It's so
good. And my
good.
friend from DC said that when they used to have crab boils, his uncle would let the little critters crawl before throwing them in the pot. They'd be on the ground, inside the house. I said, no ma'am, because what if you lose track of one? Or what if you forget? What if you have a bucket of crabs of 24 crabs?
Yeah.
And you're so sidetracked with throwing them in the pot and stuff, and there's that one, that one went hiding under the couch.
The one that got
that
away.
You find the next morning still kind of scuttering across the floor. No, thank you. But the crab boil was interesting. What did you think about Giselle bringing her sidekick? Didn't he kind of favor Meek Mill to you? He looked like Meek Mill to me.
He did kind of.
Nika's boyfriend.
Right.
What did you think about her bringing him? Because she showed up unannounced. It seemed as if Sharice invited Giselle.
Right.
And Giselle showed up with hairdresser sidekick.
Yeah, she brought it. She brought him because she wanted him to get her ready later on.
But Sharice was. It didn't seem like Sharice was privy to that information.
No, she was not privy to the information, and I think that that's inappropriate. Especially, this is a gentleman coming into your house. I am a very private person. You're not going to come to my home and bring a guest that I don't know who this is. I don't let anyone come into my house. So if you're bringing someone else along with you, I'm sorry. I don't care who you can vouch for, whoever. I don't trust people these days.
Me either. How do I know you're not casing the joint?
One day you may be friends with them, and one day you may not be friends with them. I don't know how close you are with them. What are they saying?
Marcus says Karen looks like death becomes her. With Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep with the spray paint.
It really does look like that. She really does look like, she looks very creepy and scary, and then her whole demeanor and
I like Karen though. So we go to the kitchen, and I thought this is the only time where I did not like Giselle, because she was doing too damn much, and it was just too much. So, I mean, in fairness, like, you know, like Giselle does say in her confessional, Sharice did leave me down here like the help, but she invited you to help.
But she didn't. Helping is helping, not leaving it to someone. If Sharice wanted to have this crawfish boil
true.
or whatever she wanted to do, or this crab boil, she should have hired a chef. That's what she should have did. She should have hired someone. If she didn't want to be a part of it and she wanted her friends to help, maybe, okay, have a chef and have your friends help. Because didn't Giselle say that she's a chef or she's a baker or she's a cook? Okay, your friend likes to cook. Maybe she can lend a helping hand to the chef while you're upstairs getting ready for your party, which
I feel
is
like she should have
understandable.
prepped ahead of time. Like, it's one thing to get your hair and makeup done. It's a whole other to get a full mani-pedi, a full service mani-pedi.
Like, but I think it's for cameras. It's like, okay,
It's so Deshaun Snow.
Yeah, it's too much. Too much.
So what did you think about when they were going through all of her stuff and alluding to her water bottle drop down ice cube as to being a sexual toy?
Inappropriate.
And slamming cabinets.
Inappropriate. Very childish. I'd be damned if you came in my house. First of all, I cook. You cook too. My kitchen is my sanctuary. I'm in it every single day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner I make in my kitchen. So you're not about to come somewhere where I cook, I'm feeding my family, my children, or whoever, and come and slam my drawers. I'm sorry, but one of my drawers looks just like that.
Yeah.
If you're a real cook, you're not thinking, oh, everything has to be straight and neat and decency and order. Yes, my spices need to be that way because I need to be able to grab
all those
them.
little spatulas and stuff, mine are everywhere.
That's normal.
Mine are
But
I mean, I have a little rack on the countertop, but there's no method to the madness.
No,
you
but-
just sift and reach.
But you're not going to come in my house, bring an uninvited guest, go through my freezer, act like something is a dildo or a toy, disrespect my housekeeper, and then have the nerve to be slamming my kitchen drawers, just acting very childish. I thought that was very immature and disgusting. Like,
Shout out to Lorna, by the way, the housekeeper.
yeah, you go ahead on, girl. She said she knew.
Yeah.
I can't say that. They kept trying to ask her, does Sharice drink too much? Oh, I can't say. No.
And you know what? Normally,
Mila wouldn't say either. Shout out to Mila, my lady.
Oh my
She
gosh.
would never...
Was that the woman in the yellow jumpsuit that looked like a good time? Who's Mila?
Mila is my housekeeper.
Oh. Well, shout out to Agnes. That's the one I was raised with.
Yeah.
She went on to become a nurse. But anyway, the woman... Oh, we're not talking about the woman yet because I got to get to her. She looked like a good time and she reminded me of Gayle King a little bit. But anywho, so then we move on to... First of all, I've never heard of people going through your kitchen. I'm more so the medicine cabinet in the bathroom type thing. I've never heard of you go through someone's kitchen for what. So now we go to they need help all of a sudden, and they both trudge up the steps to the master suite while Sharice is getting ready, and they begin screaming her name as they're on their way up the steps. What I found problematic about this is, okay, Giselle, hee hee ha ha, but for your company...
As a man, too.
Too comfortable.
Whether you're gay, straight, whoever you are.
Too comfortable.
You do not.
Come to the master boudoir.
You don't come upstairs.
Yeah.
And they probably had their shoes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you broke so many violations, sir. Excuse me, you're slamming drawers in my kitchen. You're walking up my stairs. You don't know if I'm naked. You don't know, even if I was fully dressed reading the Bible or Jesus was in the room and I'm having prayer time, you don't need to come up any part of my house. First of all, you weren't even invited to come to my house.
You weren't.
And my thing is, if you're an uninvited guest, I would make it a point, like, I'm sorry I wasn't invited, but, Giselle brought me. She thought that I would be able to lend a helping hand.
I would have stayed in the kitchen. What are you going up there for? So I saw Sharice's agitation in that scene.
Yeah, I get it. I get why she was mad.
Go down. So y'all are
But she needs
two
to be-
sentences away from getting kicked out of my house.
She needs to be more mad about her weave, though, because I don't understand how now it's you know what? Maybe in Potomac they just haven't reached the times.
See,
Maybe
the thing is, you don't need to get your hair done in Potomac. You need to go to the southeast side of DC or something like that and get your closure laid.
Yeah,
that's what you need to to do.
But the thing is, maybe because they're so secluded, they're kind of behind at the times. I could totally tell, like I said, their houses were very outdated with furniture and the decor and the drapes. And my mom and I were cracking up. Not saying that I'm like Miss Fashionista or I know it all, but I do know some about a little some.
Right.
And if you're bragging about you have this much money and your husband's the Bill Gates and you're this dignitary and your pedigree and your parents have this money.
But Sharice's husband is the coach of that basketball team.
Yeah,
and she did make a quip saying that he's with his other wife, his job.
But the thing is, she needs to go get a better weave, and she needs to go get some better furniture for her
Marcus,
house.
this is the second time I saw it. Well, I've seen it on Twitter. Giselle does not remind me of Vanessa. Vanessa Williams slays Giselle for points.
No, someone else did
but
say,
it's the eyes, the complexion, and the hair color.
Someone else did say that she reminds him of Evelyn.
Lozada?
Yeah.
I could kind of see that.
Personality, kind of. Like, they're just carefree, they don't care.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then first of all, with the way that Giselle's...
Someone said the black women in Potomac don't know about Just For Me. No, they don't. But they need to.
So now we jump to, personally, Giselle shouldn't have brought the hairdresser because that wig he slapped on her head, what was that? What was that? That was a full unit with a bang.
Was it?
It looked like a Tina Turner wig.
So what did he do with the weave underneath? Was that blended in?
I think it was.
Or was it just like one of those? It looked like it was like
a 27-piece little cap type thing, and she took her ponytail down.
No, it looked like it was just a piece that they laid. You know how people put the fake bangs? It looked like it was just like an overlay, like
it was
cap,
horrid.
And he blended her weave that was already in it.
It was horrid. He was better off.
And she kept saying extraordinaire. Excuse me, he ain't doing my hair.
He was better off taking her ponytail out of the ponytail holder and giving her a deep side part and some barrel curls. That's one of my favorite styles. But he was better off doing that. She showed up with the visor, already had weave in, and he could have just parted it and, got her leave out together and boom. So
it was too heavy. Those bangs she looked like...
It was a faux bang, Ashley.
Yeah.
It was a faux bang.
Yeah.
So now Sharice is still getting ready, and Giselle has a problem about this, which I would too. If someone's getting ready and we ain't cool, we just like cool, but we ain't friends, and now I feel obligated to greet your guests and tell them, Sharice will be down and da-da-da-da.
She missed a whole team. If she's wanting to have a party where she arrives late, where she's not going to cook the food, honey,
you need a team.
I'm sorry, you need a chef. And you need also a greeter or a filler or your mom or whoever.
Hi, TT.
You need to have what?
I was Terrence right there. The weave was disgusting.
Oh, the wig. Yeah. She needs to have someone there like you should. To me, it was equally as bad as Giselle inviting her guests and her not knowing how to host a party.
Yeah, it was like an intersection.
It was equally as bad.
So then we get Gayle King. Well, it wasn't really Gayle King, but she gave me a Gayle King affectation.
She wanted to be on this episode.
First of all, as soon as I saw her in that yellow romper, I knew that she was my kind of girl. She looks, despite our age gap, because she's a woman, a more mature woman, she looked like a good time girl.
She wanted to be on
She looked like a good time girl.
She wanted to be on
So she shows up and, it's being explained to her what's going on while they're outside talking. It's her and Giselle outside talking. So she's like, let me go up and talk to Sharice. And Sharice explains to her side of the story.
Well, she was explaining it to Karen, and the lady was sitting there too.
Right.
And Karen, she came with her own motive and her own...
Karen did. By the way, did you like her dress? Karen's yellow dress?
It looked like Diane von Furstenberg probably about 5 years ago. Yeah. Like, they're so outdated. To me, it was like, you guys gave such a big, like, Potomac is this, and if you ain't heard about it, we're fabulous, we have money, we're this. And to me, for it to be of the first episode, I was let down. I thought, oh my gosh, these ladies are going to bring it. They're going to be walking around in ball gowns. They're going to like...
Well, give it some time to warm up.
But it's the
first episode. They were at a barbecue. They were at a crab boil.
But it's not making me want to say, you know what? What about
how do you dress
episode
when
2?
you go to a crab boil? I don't wear a dress.
Yeah, but
you may catch me in some Dukes. Listen, when it's crab boil season,
but I'm not gonna wear an outdated dress. That's not what I'm gonna do.
You may catch me in a V-neck and some comfy jeans.
And I'm not gonna come with a tired looking weave. I'm not gonna do that either.
Never that.
And I'm not gonna come
a red cup in my hand.
There's so many things.
Tina Marie playing.
Yeah, there's so many things that I'm not gonna do. But they did all of that this episode. What?
They said Karen had a Tory Burch bag from Burlington.
She really did.
You all are reading. You all are snatching Karen in these comments.
See, someone else is saying they were disappointed.
She wants to be Dominique Devereaux so bad.
They gave us the preface that they gave us of the show. I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be fantastic. Like these ladies.
They didn't do anything.
But they should have showed. They attract the viewers. If you're gonna show,
I thought it was good. You didn't like this episode?
No, it was very lackluster.
It sold me. I'll be back next week.
Oh my gosh, what I thought of these women is not what they're showing.
I'll be back next week. It was good to me.
None of them are married. Obviously, okay. We didn't even discuss Robin in her situation.
You know what? That's what happens when the stroke too good. No. That's what happens when you divorce and still shacking.
Baby.
That just mean that Juan, I think his name was Juan. That just mean that he,
there ain't no stroke that's too good that you gonna be laying up in my bed after we signed some papers and have to pay.
No shade.
We had to pay to get a divorce, and you're laying up in my bed. And probably if you were horning around the reason why we're not together, you're not playing anymore, so you probably need a place to stay.
And why was it so frowned upon that she's selling her dress on eBay? People do that all the time.
I don't have a problem
all
with
the
that.
time.
And especially if she's divorced and she's not going to wear it again, and if they get remarried.
What if her sons are gay? Gay men typically don't wear dresses. And then they mention drag queens. I'm like, that was just so dumb.
Yeah, it was
so then
dumb.
Now we get Karen's edgeless self presenting Giselle with this gift. It came with bag, tissue paper, the whole shebang.
Right.
And it is a mirror that you flip open, and it is the 5 rules of etiquette as it pertains to a hygge event, birthday parties in particular. And I thought that Giselle was a really good sport about it, because I wouldn't have even accepted it. I would have been like, sis, pipe down. What would you have done?
Well, for me, I would have accepted it and sat and did exactly what Giselle did, because I think she knows Giselle. I mean, she knows Karen.
They seem to know each other really well.
So she knows how to get under her skin. Mm-hmm. It's a silly gift. At this point, like, you're just trying to make yourself seem this way and dignitary and all of this. And if
Karen is so matter of fact, why didn't she just say anything? Now, I know that I have an issue. Like, typically, I always say that I can be a bit polarizing because I'm the friend that's going to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I expect you to hold me accountable if I say or do something that didn't sit well with you.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to wait. Typically, I learned my lesson. You don't wait months and months and days and weeks and stuff. I may wait a few hours, because what I may have to tell English, what I may have to talk to English about may not be appropriate in a room with Jesse and Courtney and Stefan. Mm-hmm. And maybe just be a one-on-one thing. And I don't want to draw attention to it by saying, English, can I talk to you? I'm going to wait till Shar and English are together so I can say, hey, English, by the way, what you said earlier, that like things like that.
Right.
What I didn't like about Karen is she pans herself out to be, like I said, such a matter-of-fact woman, the diva. But why didn't you say anything to Giselle the night of your birthday? Why wait? It seemed like it was days after.
It seemed like the producers were like, okay, did you notice that Giselle sat in your seat? I didn't even notice that Giselle was sitting in her seat because it was 5 women. So, I mean, it was...
But where she was sitting was the corner of the booth, and there was a spotlight.
No, but they moved when all the other ladies got up and she finally got there. It was 6 women there.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm still saying, look, go back and look at it. Where Giselle was seated, she was kind of like at the point. It was a corner booth, and Giselle was kind of like at the. She had the best lighting. And
Karen could have sat.
Karen was right next to her.
They would have had equal seats.
Wasn't Karen right next to her?
Yes, she was. They would have had equal seats because it was 6 women. So I don't understand how now it's all turned into, oh, she had the middle seat. No, she didn't. She didn't have the middle seat. They equally sat next to each other and had the middle seat. That's how
literally. So the best line for me, I can't really pull it up because my phone's...
and you're right. All of their cars were outdated too. Whatchamacallit came in that old Mercedes whatever, C-class, CLK, or whatever. And then what's her name's boyfriend, Katie's boyfriend, came in some old Infinity. Like,
the best line of this to me in this entire episode, I can't pull it up right now because my phone is at 10%, but it's Giselle who says, Karen, I don't need you to teach me about etiquette. I come from a lineage, a pedigree. You were the one raised on a farm.
Right.
It's something to that effect. That's not it, but I quoted it on Twitter last night. If you follow me, then you saw. To me, that was the best line. You don't need to school me on etiquette, sis.
no.
You were the one with Charlotte's Web and Dorothy and Toto.
Yeah.
I come from a lineage, darling.
Yeah.
Glamour, elegance.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. She grew up with Babe, and she even said
They are reading Karen.
They need to. They need to, because Karen, I hate when people try to make themselves too big than what they are. If you're this way, let us believe it.
I liked in the teaser when we saw Karen breaking down, because I love when those big bad wolf type people have a moment of vulnerability. I wonder what that's going to be about, because she was really crying in the teaser.
Well, we got a chance to see too, which we don't know if it was editing or whatever, but we got a chance to see Sharice, is that her name? Someone asked her about her husband and what was really going on, and she did break down. So I hope that her husband isn't cheating on her, but you know, like they said, Robin said, she was living that NBA lifestyle, and instead of getting dating men with the NBA, she was dating a man in the NBA, and now we see.
Could you do a long distance relationship?
I'm in a long distance relationship.
Oh yeah, you are, with your
Mississippi boo.
He's very coined too. He's very coined. She's gonna deny it, but he's coined.
What do you mean?
Like, he got the guap, girl. He got the ducats.
It's not about that, honey.
No, I'm not saying it's about that. I'm not calling you a Karen.
Yeah. Don't call me a Karen now, because you know.
But I'm just saying, I don't know if I could do a LDR. And the reason why I brought that up is because Sharice is in an LDR with her husband.
The thing is, she's been married to him for 17 years. I get it. I've been with my boyfriend for 5 years. It'll be 5 years in July. So I think that once, we've never lived together, but I get when you are in an older relationship and you've been together for a long time, you do appreciate some of the time apart. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I think I could do that, because I'm not one that likes to be all up under Bay all the time.
And neither.
I'm not that girl.
I need my space.
Me too.
I live alone for a reason.
I'm big on my space.
I've been living alone for almost 10 years now, and I enjoy it. So for me, I don't need you around, but he is moving here this year, so I'm no longer going to be in a long distance relationship. But
that's cute.
Yeah, don't hate, appreciate.
I'm not hating. So what else happened? Was there anything else in this episode?
It was boring. That's what I'm saying. I feel like
I thought it was explosive.
They shouldn't have brought us with the crab boil. They should have given us real, like going to a gala, something to show us some money, some dignitary, like they tried to give us in the previews, but we didn't get a chance to see that.
What dynamic do you think this new Ashley chick, the youngest girl, is going to bring? Because we see in the teaser, she's like, I feel like you're judging me, and Karen's like, I'm only going based off of what you show me.
Well,
which was such a Paulina Pritchard line. If you all are familiar with the Fighting Temptations, Beyonce and Cuba Gooding Jr., then you know who I'm talking about.
She was
Paulina.
She comes off as very young, and of course,
look at that. I hate to. They say Karen is only 52. Marcus, are you kidding me?
Yeah, she probably
52 is young nowadays.
Yeah.
I would have thought she was 62.
Yeah, she looks at least in her 60s. But you know why Karen doesn't like the new girl? Is because she wants to be her. She wants to be younger, obviously. Every scene we see her, she has her boobs out. She has her long weave.
What she tried to read Giselle about when they got into it about the etiquette thing. And she said something about Giselle's weave and all her weave. And I'm like looking at Karen like, girl, you got about 6 bundles of 28. And multi-dimensional color in your head.
And your boobs are out and you look like you're 60-something.
She's a trophy. Because her husband seems desolate. Almost like I could see her husband wearing diapers.
Shut up,
I could.
Shar.
I could.
No, he seemed more spry than her. He was coming up and down the stairs bringing some Moet. He knew what it was about. I just think that Karen is not gonna like any girl that she wants to be. I think Karen wants to be young, but then she wants to have the title of being the older dignitary woman that everyone
but she
needs
also wants to run around with Portia Williams and the girls.
Right. She wants,
but she also wants to be Diane Carroll and Lena Horne.
And she wants to lead the pack. She doesn't want them to forget who's the leader and who's the ruler. But at the end of the day, Karen, you're washed up. Like someone said, you had on a Marshall's dress. Your hair.
They said rainbow couture.
Yeah, totally rainbow couture.
They are dragging her. I know that you all can't see. A lot of you all can't by the time you see this on YouTube, but Karen is getting dragged in our live chat.
And you know what? The unfortunate situation is her husband, he's older, so he doesn't know. You know, he's just like thinking, oh, you know, my beautiful wife, I paid for her boobs. I paid for her weave. You know, I paid for all this stuff, so she's a kept wife. But she's going to the wrong people, and she needs a reality check, and she needs attitude adjustment.
I think she's going to get one. I think I think it's safe to say that the overall theme of this premiere episode was etiquette. Every 5 minutes, if we could have played a Watch What Happens Live type drinking game with the word etiquette or nuances around the word etiquette, then we would have had alcohol poisoning. Because that's what it all was about.
But I didn't learn anything because they're not teaching us anything. It's all the same housewives drama.
It is.
And
this may be the phase out for, remember last week Courtney was saying, and I was agreeing with her, that Atlanta needs to come to a close because the way that we look at it
or
is,
a new cast.
No, I feel like I wouldn't be here for it. It would really have to be amped up. But what I'm saying is this may be Bravo and Andy's way of segueing out, like phasing out Atlanta and replacing them.
They can't hold a peach torch,
but this
or
is, in fairness,
this
is off the first episode.
But that's when they should have brought it, Shar. And you know what? Even more so, they should have brought it is that they did have a Housewives of DC that failed. So if that was the case,
they sure did.
If that was the case, these chicks should have brought it 1,000. You know what I did respect of Karen? I was like, okay, she looks good in her one-on-ones. She has on that red,
typically
beautiful,
they do,
and they weren't doing any of that. They looked like they were just wearing leggings and a Nike t-shirt.
You just made me remember something. You all, was I the only one who was pissed off with their I don't mind them holding the champagne, but the opener was so like low budget kind of TV One R&B divas loving hip hop.
That's how the whole episode
it's just like
was.
quick, Karen. Right? It's not like how they typically with the orchestra drum up because the only two franchises I've ever watched, and I've never lied about this, is Beverly Hills and Atlanta. I've never watched Orange County. I've never watched Teresa Giudice and the girls in Jersey.
Oh, you're missing.
I've never.
You would love.
It's too much
Jersey.
Too much good TV. Other than that, like I still have my scripted shows that I like, Mary Jane and Skip. Like I can't keep up with too much. I can't commit to too many shows.
New Jersey, you're missing out, honey, because that's some Real Housewife family drama, okay? But it comes. I read the stories. With a little mafia twist, so you need to watch that.
I read the stories, but I can't watch it because I'm scared I'm gonna like it, and then I just can't afford another show in my roster.
You're gonna like it.
And so, I mean, do you have any predictions for this season?
Yes.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
This wasn't the one that we got for Atlanta. This is the throwback one. You know, the new one is short. It's like
your
predictions.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
We got both of them. Right.
Boom.
So, I think that this is... Hopefully we get some more juice and tea later on, but I feel like this was a horrible way to start as the first episode, and I don't feel like we're gonna get another season of Potomac.
I feel the exact opposite. I thought that I really enjoyed, based on some of the reads, especially Giselle and Karen. That's why I like Karen's good for TV. I don't think I like her in person, but she's great for TV.
They should put Giselle on Housewives of Atlanta.
I actually would love to see Phaedra interact with girls like Karen. I would love to see, they should mash them.
Yeah.
I'd love to see how Portia run up against Karen. I want Nene to come back.
Or something, right?
Wife Swap, Real Housewives edition. Hey, Bravo, ABC. If you all snatch that, you owe English and I a check, a cut of the money. Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. I'd watch that.
Yeah. I think that it would bring more flavor to Potomac. The lacklusterness of this, hopefully I won't feel this way
I think the
later
reunion's
on.
going to be good. Do you think the reunion's going to be good?
Of Potomac?
Yeah.
I don't think that they have any. What are they fighting about? Are they all they're going to fight about is etiquette? Oh, you're not etiquette. Da, 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 da. Etiquette could mean anything, Shar. I could say, you know what, Shar, I don't think that it's appropriate for you to wear that color lipstick. I think that that's bad etiquette as a woman.
Mac,
you can
rebel.
say English. I don't think that it's appropriate for you to wear, you know, I don't know, my eyebrows this way, which they're wrong. But, you know, you can say anything and be like, I don't think that's etiquette. Who's to say what's etiquette and what's not?
I want to delve more so into Robin's storyline. I really want to get into Robin and Juan.
She
what's
seems
going on
very
with them.
like a broken soul.
She seems kind of very introverted to me, but I feel like she's you know how they always say there's that quiet friend that turns up, like when you make them mad.
Oh, I'm sure.
She seems I think because she gives me Layla Ali with Jennifer Williams, she gives me a little bit of that. So I'd love to see her turned up. I'm not here for Katie, and I don't think I'm going to be here for Ashley. I love Giselle. I love the entire cast so far, even outdated Deshaun Snow season 1, Atlanta Housewives, Sharice Jackson Jordan, or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess we'll see everybody next week.
Yeah.
I am your girl, Shar Jossell of Shar Says So. You can find me everywhere on social media, sharsaysso.com, Shar Says So on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., etc. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Shar Says So for all of the celebrity tea.
You guys can always find me on Instagram at Pink English, as well as on Twitter, English Speaks.
All right, guys, we'll see you later. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.